Please can I welcome everyone to this extraordinary meeting of Council. The time is 7 p.m. I welcome you all to the King Alfred Conference Chamber in the Winchester Guildhall. A reminder that should the fire alarm sound, officers will assist and will direct us to the muster point, which is in Abbey Gardens. Please can I advise that this meeting is being audio recorded and live streamed from the website, and then can be found next to the meeting details where the recording will remain thereafter. A video of this meeting will also be recorded and will be uploaded to the Council's YouTube channel. Members and guests, can everyone please ensure that their mobile devices are on silent so that they are not, so that they will not disturb the meeting. Thank you. I have got my collection box ready. Members, before we proceed with the agenda for this evening's extraordinary council meeting, as this is our first meeting since the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, I would like to say a few words. Of course, there was an unprecedented outpouring of sadness at her passing, but also of thanksgiving for Her Majesty's long and influential service and exceptional devotion to duty. As a nation, we witnessed many moments of history not seen for generations, and here in Winchester, as a council, we joined with our residents outside this very building to celebrate the proclamation of the Ascension of King Charles III. Members, please can I ask that Council now stand in silent tribute to Her late Majesty. Thank you. The first agenda item this evening is disclosure of interest. Are there any disclosure of interest to be made regarding the business before us at this extraordinary meeting of the Council? No, thank you. The next item of business are apologies. Chief Executive, please could you announce any apologies received?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members, apologies for this evening's meeting have been received from Councillors Cunningham, Ferguson, Lumby, McLean, Miller, Rutter and Scott. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief Exec. Members, our main item of business this evening and the purpose of this convening of this extraordinary meeting is the Council's intention to grant the freedom of entry to the City of Winchester to the Defence School of Logistics and Administration, who are based at Worthy Down, Winchester. To grant the freedom of entry to the City of Winchester is a special honour and comprises of the first right to march through the city to the beat of drums, with swords drawn, bayonets fixed and colours flying. Of course, this council has recently signed a refreshed military covenant. The covenant underlines our pledge to support the efforts of the armed forces, especially those with a close association with our city and district. Not only do I sit before you as Mayor of Winchester, I am also this council's armed forces champion and therefore I am absolutely delighted that this council has decided it wishes to further embellish our support through our intentions to grant the freedom of entry to another of our local regiments. Leader, would you please move the motion?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. So, Mr. Mayor, I think that for all of us, the proclamation on the Broadway that you mentioned of the accession of His Majesty the King and the recognition of the loss of Her late Majesty the Queen is a very special memory. It was one of several events across the city where our community could come together and pay our respects as a community. I know we're all grateful to you, Mr. Mayor, for the work that you did into making the event so successful. And we are very, very grateful to the council officers who went way beyond the call of duty in ensuring that the event was such a success. But one part that I know meant a lot to many of us was the presence and participation of the military, particularly our friends from the Defence School of Logistics and Administration at Worthy Down, which showed once again the unbreakable bond between our civil and military communities, as we witnessed so strongly at the renewal of the Armed Forces Covenant earlier this year. And we in this city have a tradition of honouring those links, with current freedoms granted to the Royal Hampshire Regiment, which is now part of the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, the King's originally granted to the King's Royal Rifle Corps and the Rifle Brigade, which are now part of the Rifles, the Royal Army Pay Corps, which is now part of the Adjutant General's Corps, the King's Royal Hussars, and the Army Training Regiment, and with a previous freedom issued to HMS Dryad when it was based at Southwark Park. We are proud of those historic links to the Army and the Navy, but it seems particularly fitting that since Worthy Down was first established as a Royal Flying Corps and then an RAF site, that we are, for the first time this evening, also offering freedom to a part of the RAF as well. And it feels particularly fitting that we are offering freedom to one of the military's essential training and educational establishments. Both education and the military has been at the heart of our city and district since the time of King Alfred, and it is a particular pleasure to offer the proposed freedom to an institution that strengthens both our military and our educational reputation and heritage. But ultimately, this is about more than the recognition of the closeness of our two organisations. Ultimately, it is the freedom and the peace that the service and sacrifice that those trained by the Defence School of Logistics Administration help to guarantee us that is the greatest benefit that they bring not just to us, but to our country as a whole. It therefore gives me great pleasure, and it's a great honour to be able to move the motion on behalf of this council, that this council, in recognition of the close ties of friendship which have been established between the city of Winchester and the school and the most excellent civil links thus formed, do confer upon the Defence School of Logistics and Administration the freedom of entry to the city of Winchester, comprising the right to march through the city to the beat of drums with swords drawn, bayonets fixed, and colours flying. I beg to move the motion.
Thank you, Leader. Do you have a seconder, please?
I do.
Councillor Porter? Thank you. Do you wish to reserve your right to speak? Sure. Okay.
The one that doesn't work? Oh, there it is. Okay. As one of the ward councillors for the Worthies, I'm pleased and proud to second the motion giving the Defence School of Logistics and Administration to the freedom of the city of Winchester. The DCLA is part of the impressive array of buildings now built at Worthy Down under the name Project Wellesley. The value of the building project was estimated at 300 million, but the value to us of the community of Army, Navy and Air Force working together to provide the highest quality training is actually what's important to us. The provision of this centre of excellence, second to none, was built in partnership with the DIO, AECOM and Skanska and opened by HRH Princess Anne in May 2021. But now the college is working well and has been for a few years now, and we look forward to forging an even stronger partnership with them in the future. I second the motion.
Thank you. I do not believe that we need to ask questions on the motion before us. But would Councillor Horrell, as Leader of the Opposition, wish to open any debate? Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to speak in favour of the motion before us at this meeting this evening. It is indeed a great honour for the City Council to confer the freedom on the team at Worthy Down. It builds on the extremely positive military connections that we have as a community. And I know we're all so proud to renew our Armed Forces Covenant in the recent past. We as a group are delighted to support the motion tonight because it builds on all of those historical connections. It builds on the partnership and the community, the tri-service community that has developed at Worthy Down. And that is something that we should all be incredibly proud of. We're also delighted that we have such great military support. As the leader has said, not only as a country in terms of our military connections, our position in the world, but also locally in all that they do. And wasn't the Sergeant Major just brilliant when we had the proclamation for the King, keeping us all in order on what to do with our hats? So, Mr. Mayor, I am very proud to support the motion before us on behalf of the opposition tonight and hope that we can confer those honours on the group. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to say anything short and sweet? Councillor Kern.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Some of you may already know I'm a proud Army reservist with the Royal Logistics Corps, and our museum is at Worthy Down. So personally, from me, I'm incredibly proud that this council is supporting the motion for my regiment that has a real strong connection with Worthy Down, and thank all those councillors for their support for the armed forces. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everybody else? No? Leader, do you wish to sum up?
No, Mr. Mayor, although I do appreciate the contributions made by other members of the council this evening.
Thank you. Please can I now put the motion to the vote? Is that all agreed? Thank you. I look forward very much to meeting with representatives of our new Freedom Regiment, and I will be presenting them with a framed scroll of the resolution of our meeting, which is displayed before us this evening, which is over there, at the front of the chamber. Members representatives of the school send their sincere apologies for this evening's meeting due to their prior commitments conflicting with the change of the date of our meeting. Members, that concludes proceedings of this extraordinary meeting. We will shortly commence with the agenda for our scheduled ordinary meeting. Members, we have a 15-minute gap now because we can't start our ordinary meeting until 7:30. Okay, so can you please be back in your seats by 25 past though? Thank you.